Here's everything new on Apple's M2 Pro and M2 Max MacBook Pros compared to the existing M1 Pro and M1 Max versions. Welcome everybody, welcome to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here, and I am back in the studio after CES, and it is a January release for Apple, as it has announced a slew of new Macs, new versions of the 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros, as well as an updated Mac Mini, all with Apple's M2 Pro and M2 Max Silicon on the inside. I'm going to walk you through everything that's new and when you can get your hands on Apple's latest Macs. Let's start with the silicon that's on the inside of Apple's new Macs. Apple is now moving from an M1 Pro and M1 Max to the M2 Pro and M2 Max. The biggest changes here is Apple is going from a 10-core CPU to a new 12-core CPU. Previously, Apple was using 8 high-performance cores and 2 high-efficiency cores. The new M2 variants have 8 high-performance cores and now 4 high-efficiency cores. Overall, you're going to get more cores of your CPU, but the additional high-efficiency cores are apparently leading to better battery life, because Apple says the battery life can be extended roughly an hour or so compared to the existing models. The previous generation MacBook Pros started off at the entry level with a 16-core GPU in that M1 Pro. The new M2 Pros start off now with a 19-core GPU. If you were upgrading that GPU, the old version you could go up to a 24 or a 32-core GPU depending on your M1 Pro, M1 Max configurations. But the new M2 Pro and M2 Max, again starting out at 19 cores, but you can go all the way up now to 38 cores for that GPU. So 32 to 38 maxing out the GPU. The old MacBook Pros with the M1 Max on the inside would cap out at 64 gigs of memory. The new M2 Max, however, while it still has the same 400 Gbps bandwidth for memory, it can be capped out at 96 gigs of memory. Apple also took this opportunity to greatly improve the video output capabilities of the new MacBook Pros. If you outfit the 16-inch MacBook Pro with an M2 Max processor, at most you can still do 4 external displays. But if you did 3 external displays, you could run 2 displays at 6K resolution and 1 display at 8K resolution. Or you could do a 4K monitor, but at 240 Hz. Those are big improvements on the new Macs. Seriously, I'm really excited about the new video output capabilities. I saw some incredible monitors at CES, including some from Samsung, that were just lust-worthy, but they were technically 8K resolution and wouldn't be supported on current Macs. But thanks to the new M2 Max chipset, we can now start to test those new 8K monitors. Going back to other improvements on the MacBook Pros, Apple has migrated from Bluetooth 5 to Bluetooth 5.3 and upgraded from Wi-Fi 6 to Wi-Fi 6E. Apple says Wi-Fi 6E can be up to twice as fast as Wi-Fi 6 in certain areas, so finally may be time to upgrade those routers. Let's talk pricing and availability. Apple's new MacBook Pros are available to order right now. I have links, we've started gathering deals and putting them down below in the description as well as pinned in the comments. If you order now, these will start shipping on January 24th, though they are already selling pretty quickly, and depending on your customization options, those dates may slip. The new models start off for the 14-inch M2 Pro MacBook Pro at $1999, $2,000, or if you want the 16-inch version, it starts at $2499, $2,500, so $500 more, opting for the 16-inch version of the MacBook Pro. If you were to max out the new MacBook Pros, you could get a 16-inch MacBook Pro with 96 gigs of memory and an 8 terabyte internal SSD, and it's going to set you back a cool $6,500. So that's the top of the line MacBook Pro that you can get right now. So let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for this upgrade? Will you be upgrading your Mac, whether it's an existing MacBook Pro or whether you've got something smaller or older? Let me know down below in the comments or on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. Otherwise, stay tuned. We're going to have a hands-on with the new MacBook Pros very soon.